Before we get into today's episode, I want to take a minute to introduce you to our sponsor for this episode. This is a D&D podcast that is much better than ours. The Homebrew, a D&D play podcast. The major difference between theirs and ours is that theirs is a sci-fi themed D&D adventure. So if you're all caught up on your weekly podcast, I want you to do something for me. I want you to stop. Yeah, pause the episode right now and go find them. They're on Spotify, on iTunes. You can also check my show notes for all the links where they're available. Okay, thanks for doing that. Now, on to the show. Last time, on Lawful Stupid, Breeze has shown up. He's just so cool.
Hi, Breeze!
I got news. We gotta get on the train. We gotta get out of here. In front of you is this translucent-looking locomotive, and you can almost see through the walls of this thing. You see children dancing and laughing, and you see some older, we'll call them geriatrics, sitting in different places, and there is a long table in the middle that has a lot of food on it. You can't hear them, but you can see them, and it appears to be the only car currently that you can get on. And Bree says, all right, I need you guys to keep your voices low. I need you to keep your eyes forward, and I need you to follow me, and don't let go. The door in front of him is open. It's like a black color. You can't see into the next train. And he looks back at Lucian, and he says, we got a little more training we're about to go into. And you're in line, holding hands so sweetly into this translucent blue now from the inside. You can't see outside like you could see from the outside in. It's a very solid train on the inside. Kids playing and laughing, older people sitting around, food everywhere. Seems like a very nice train. As Breeze had grabbed the hand of Lucian and began to step into the next, presumably, car and says, "Man, your training ain't over yet." And you step through into a red car. You notice that it's very red themed. And you notice it's very hot in this car. You almost begin to sweat, perhaps instantly. No matter what you're wearing, you begin to sweat.
I cast resistance on William so that he has immunity from the elements.
Okay. I was thinking that oil joke was going to come back again.
Shit.
I did it too when it was cold too. I just know that when you introduce William to adverse conditions, it makes William
I'm gone. I'm in
less
a pin.
effective.
You just hear thump as a pin lands on the ground and William is nowhere around.
Fact.
So I hit him with that resistance. So it's nice and cool
you hear
for
the
you.
thump of the pen, you know he's in that pen.
And so you see hands of men bound and women in some cases that line the walls, and there are no windows to look out, and there's nothing of note other than these like bucket seats against the walls as they line this car, and probably 15 to 20 on each side. Yes. Lucian.
I'm not raising my hand. I'm imitating a pin slowly sinking into mud in reference to the chat message. You don't have to pay any attention to me.
Breeze.
Go on, fella.
This is a slave train.
It is not, my friend. It's anything except that. All of you roll a perception check for me.
I would love to,
sure.
Personally.
Yeah. Please and thanks.
I don't see shit.
I see some shit. Oh, that's a 15.
Okay. What would you roll, William?
I got a 19.
Nat 1, so 4.
Okay, yeah.
I got a 22.
Okay, what Miss B, Lucian, and Beltol will notice is that these figures begin to get up with their wrist bound, and they step forward, and they lunge at you, but almost as if they were to grab you with their hands wrist bound, with their hands open. They are jerked back violently to their seats.
I don't
know
see
how
that.
You don't see that.
No, glad I'm not on this slave train.
You're thinking about lunch.
I don't know how you guys react to that.
What are these people? Are they like zonked out like the zombie people with the creepy smile on their face?
They look like it's almost like they're asleep as they stand up and do that. Like no facial expressions, but their body language reads very
They're
aggressive.
sleepwalkers.
Hey, Breeze.
Go on, lad.
What's with these people?
We're on the train, man. We're all on the train. We got to get back to our car. We got.
Yeah, but why are they?
No time to talk.
like
We got to
that?
keep moving. Don't keep your. I told you, keep your voices low.
I need
go.
an adult.
You continue to walk through.
Belto will smirk at William saying he needs an adult and like squeeze his hand a little bit.
Well, Miss B definitely jumped at the action, for sure.
Well, I feel like she's kind of used to this because she's seen this before, so she doesn't really react too much to it.
Good to know.
You walk through this car. You make it to the end, and Breeze would open up another door. Again, kind of just like a black drop. You can't see it. As you pass through, the intense heat disappears, and now instead is an intense cold.
Does my resistance to elements cover that as well?
It sure does.
It's not
Oh, this
necessarily.
is great.
It would. It's not necessarily that it's.
No. His spell said it does. I don't
Well,
notice
it's
its temperature change.
I'm trying to send a note here.
No, that's fine. But for William's mindset, I need to know.
You're very comfortable as far as temperature wise goes. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I care
But
about.
it is much colder.
Yeah. To everyone else, it's very cold. To William, just another day in paradise.
That's right. It's important.
You get. Oh wait, that's what I need to ask. Who has dark vision, or who can see in the dark naturally?
Oh, Miss B.
Lucian,
Oh, I have glasses
Doesn't.
that let me do that.
and also probably puts his blindfold back on. Now that I think about it, we're out of combat. Probably gonna put that blindfold back on.
Beltol, do you have dark vision?
Nope.
Okay.
Just me.
Yeah, I can see in the dark. I forgot. It's red tinted darkness, but I can see in the dark.
Because of your glasses.
Yes.
Miss B and William. What you'll see is just like the worst sights you could see of people, races of all kinds, like actively suffering, skin falling off, pulling out their own teeth,
The fuck?
clawing out their own eyes, pulling out their own hair if they can, and just you can hear it. The scream, because you can see it now, you're allowed to hear. The other two don't. And you could hear the wails and the screams of these individuals. And then everything goes quiet. And those same people are now sitting in the chair. In chairs like they were in the red. And then they begin to do it all over again. Peeling at their skin, pulling their teeth out, eyes, over and over and over again.
I think because it's both William and Lucian holding Miss B's hands, she squeezes.
What's the matter, Miss B? What do you see?
It's best you don't know.
So no, I don't believe that at all. It's like a 9 layers of hell thing. These people are tearing their bodies apart and then resetting and
What?
doing it again. Yeah,
Lucian's gonna stop. Breeze, you have to explain what's going on.
As you stop, his hand releases from yours. You don't hear him respond. And then you hear him right next to you say, "Run."
I do. I'm kind of the line leader now, huh?
Yes,
Yep.
you are the line leader. Be a good boy. Be a good boy.
Holding on to Miss B's hand, I run.
Yeah, she's tugging William.
I also run.
Just
Boom,
following
boom,
at
boom.
this point.
In a chain link. Now all of you suddenly hear these screams erupting into your own ear. Everyone hears it, not just them. And as you begin to run, Lucian, you feel like you've run into a brick wall. Boom. And you
Is there any? Can I see
Do we
anything?
all collapse into him accordion style?
I'll get there in just a moment.
Okay, great.
Lucian, you open your eyes, and you're on, some plane of existence where it's just you. And a voice says, "What would you do if you could have anything you wanted?"
I don't understand.
I come from a place where I can grant you anything that you want. Good, bad, ugly.
What can you do?
What do you desire?
I mean, you couldn't like make the world a paradise, right? Where no one suffered and everyone had more than they could ever use, and abundance was everywhere, and there was no war or crime or pain or suffering. You couldn't do that, could you?
No, there's no fun in that. I wouldn't have friends if everything was kosher.
You couldn't like make it so there weren't any orphans or children that suffered? You couldn't do that.
I have a better idea. Let's see what your heart has to say. And this world kind of disappeared. It's almost like a black and white or sepia version of like the Taggart would be, like where you would be at the orphanage. There's no people around, so it's kind of just you in this open area, and that goes black. And now I want you to tell me. We're diving into what would be like the darkest parts of Lucian. If he gave himself over, we're tapping into this because this is what this voice has brought out of you. So whether you can stop it or not, you're seeing it happen. What does it look like? What if Lucian was not the good individual? What does he do?
I think we see Lucian in kind of this black and white still Taggart, and we see it's very colorless around him, and suddenly his eyes glow as though he's full of that energy, and that begins to spread into his entire body as it just glows brighter and brighter and more golden. And then I think we see like the camera pan upwards into the night sky above Taggart, and I think every star just grows brighter and bigger as it supernovas. Every single star, like popcorn kernels popping all throughout the night sky, getting brighter and brighter until the entire night sky is just bright, just light instead of darkness. I think it's almost like a reverse night sky, I think, as there are just very small pockets that might be small black stars in this reverse night sky. And I think the camera pans back down to Lucian with this light glowing, and he just smiles with this just serene peace.
And the voice says, "Good. And you are running on the train again, and you leap through at some point this barrier, this unknown door that's in front of you. He just said run, and you leap through and you land and roll into a well-lit train where Breeze is sitting cross-legged drinking some drink, and he says, "About time."
Do I have every memory of what I've just seen?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
As that happens, and you're running, you're being pulled, Miss B, by Lucian. You feel his hand slip away from yours, and you too slip and fall in some liquid, something on the floor, and hit your head.
Ouch.
And you wake up, and where are you?
I imagine a garden. That's where Miss B is.
Okay. And I think as there are flowers. I don't know if there's a particular flower that Miss B really just loves. I think we've talked about one that is her favorite.
I don't remember if she has
The
a favorite.
tiger lily.
The tiger lily, sure. Sunflowers, happy flowers, bright yellow.
I think as you pick one and you go to smell it, it instantly begins to die. And along with that, all the others that had grown begin to wilt. Leaves fall. And the landscape that maybe was sunny and bright begins to turn dark. And there is this figure that steps out of your house near your garden. And it's Neo. And he says,
what would you give to be with me again?
Well, besides the shock on her face, like, she reaches out before like withdrawing real fast because this breaks what she knows. She looks at him, but I'd give the world, but this is not possible.
And you hear his voice say,
show me.
And now we have a twisted vision of you, and this can be whatever you want, doing whatever you can to try to bring Neo back. What does that look like?
Oh, just if you want to picture like the camera, it's Miss B in the throes of like research of like books and arcane and any magical item that might be there, doodads and whatnot all around, just maybe even scavenging throughout the KNG and all their wares, because she's been around, she knows what some of these rooms look like. And just paperwork of trying to figure out this, that, and the other, to extend life, to give life, to bring back life.
If I may, do we perhaps see her poring over a lich's note? Do we perhaps see her holding a phylactery?
Oh.
Is this like some real deep dark shit?
Real deep dark shit.
Okay.
She would go into dark magic. Anything that's been bright and beautiful and fey that she's brought out so far, anything that would be drained of color. We're going dark.
And I think there is this, as one of the shots happened, there is this scene where you've got the body of Neo laying on a table. And around the room in these different tubes are bodies of people that you know. And you are trying to transfer that life force somehow into Neo. I don't know if that's what you would see necessarily, but I'm trying to go as dark as possible.
Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe people she doesn't know that well, but people she does care about. There'd probably be other ones if they had died. If William Lucian had died on her, they would be bodies that she would be trying to bring back to life right now.
That's what happened to Professor Peacock.
I knew it.
Professor Peacock
I knew
in the
this would
laboratory.
Soon as I saw Miss B, I thought to myself, oh, she's collecting corpses.
She's gonna juice them.
What she got buried in that garden? There's an awful lot of plots.
Mm-hmm.
Flowers looking real healthy this year.
And that is the plot of the entire campaign.
That flower looks like the phys ed teacher. Tell me that flower doesn't look like Coach Williams. Tell me.
I had a
B
Coach
in Miss B
Williams.
stands for BBED.
Everyone had a Coach Williams, Devin.
And the voice says, "You will do well." And you're back to it. You're running. You hear the sound of the train like a locomotive would be, and you are pushed through this barrier as well, and find yourself stumbling into, but not falling into, this car that you now see a recovering Lucian and a Bree sitting there drinking some drink. As your hand broke away from William, you feel like you are pushed from behind, and you hit your head on something.
That bell toll.
And you awaken to what looks like the inside of your pen, as the digs that you set up normally. And as she sits there,
I just had the worst dream.
Oh, please, do tell.
No, you're not Eshi. That's not the soft, beautiful voice of Eshi. Who the fuck are you?
Tell me, William, what are your darkest desires? Power? Love? Fame?
Oh no, something far worse. The truth.
Well, then I guess it's time you know the truth. And Eshi reaches out to touch, but you can't move. And as she reaches, her hand disappears into your chest, and you feel your heart squeeze, and then you wake up again. And where are you at? What are you doing? So this is going to be, what are your darkest desires? Like, what would you do if you had unlimited power and you didn't care who got hurt with it?
Oh, dang. We see William over a unmoving body in what I would consider is the KNG's like president's office.
Yeah.
It was this. I'm sorry, just for the listeners and for the world establishment, there was like a leader that gave like our welcome. Who was it? Was like
Director
General
Housen.
something. Director Housen. He's the big boss,
There we
right?
go. Thank you.
Yes, so he's like, in charge.
William's in the director's office, and we have an unmoving Director Housen, we'll say, face down on the desk, and William is looking through his desk, just frantically for something. It's got to be here somewhere. There's some explanation.
And the voice says, keep
William turns to that voice. Don't worry, champ. I got this.
I'm trying to
Continues to ruffle the
disconnect
desk.
this. We're not supposed to be in this vision anymore. Hold on.
Your call's been
And then
disconnected.
you are pushed through the door. I think you are stumbling forward, but you hit Miss B, who did not fall, and you're able to catch yourself on her.
Shouldn't have fucked with a psychic boy.
And then walking in calmly behind you is Beltol.
Okay. That was some fucked up shit, and I would know about fucked up shit. Anyone want to explain?
I got this one. I'm gonna get Beltol. I got this one.
She just kind of looks annoyed at him.
Well, what we've got here is a train that takes souls to the afterlife. And as you saw, the varying degrees of the first one was pretty nice, right? The kids laughing, and it seems like things are going. That's the car you want to be on. But the next ones, well, those people are bad people, and of course the last one is the worst. And so what's happening is this train takes souls to the afterlife. But we worked out a deal with a man who calls himself a conductor, apparently runs this train, to let us hitch rides underground back to KNG. But that ticket that you that Beltol had, if you ain't got a ticket, well, no one knows where you end up because ain't nobody come back to tell us yet.
Breeze, what I know about the circles of hell is the first circle is limbo, the second one is lust, and I'm kind of concerned about which is which based on the cars I was in.
Well,
because what I know is the car that I walked in was not the first car.
Well,
I'm concerned.
I don't know if
that old person car was the second circle.
that's some Dante's Inferno. Not necessarily the 9 levels of hell like Avernus and all them.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's a Dante's Inferno reference.
Yeah, I don't know who Dante is, but listen, don't get on this train. That's why I didn't want you to leave me, because if you left me, I wouldn't hitching a ride back. I ain't got no ticket, so that's why I really wanted you to make sure you can leave without me. This train is listen. You get through the dark car is what I call it. I close my ears, I shut my eyes, and I just run forward as fast as I can. That's why I let go of your hand. I'm sorry, I probably should have told you that, but once we got into the red, I just knew there was no time, and I knew you'd make it through.
What happened if we...
Please.
What if we didn't?
Yeah, but you're here.
Okay, follow-up question. What about that last, wall? What was that?
The last wall? What do you mean?
You know, the one where the dark voice reaches out to your consciousness and asks you what you desire most and what you would be willing to do to get it? That one? And then you see some things that you really didn't want to see?
Yeah, you saw the darkest part of you, that if you basest desires gave into, I mean, the world could be a very different place.
Yeah.
Not really, no.
Well, you got some...
yeah, so yeah.
Lucian, look at me.
Yeah.
That's not who you are. That's not who you'll ever be. And I say that to all of you. Those people who would do anything to hurt anybody, that ain't you. That train shows you the ugliness of the people who are there who've done terrible things, because it feeds off individuals. It needs people to survive. You're just passing through, and that's it.
I think you see, the bottom of Lucian's eye band get a little damp, and he says, "But Breeze, when I did that, when I was that, I liked it a lot."
Yep, but there's always consequences for our actions. And what may seem right in the moment or good, I don't mean that it is right or good. Anyway, you guys want some tea?
Don't worry, Lucian. Everything will make sense when you're older.
Miss B is going to sit down and have some tea. She's not even going to talk about it.
The problem is, Lucian, William. Problem is, William. When I saw what I saw, I looked to be about this age.
That's not how it works. It's not a vision of your future.
What is it then?
Now speak for yourself.
Don't like that.
She kind of gives him a scowl and looks back at Lucian and he just told you it shows the dark parts of your soul, the stuff that you want, but I guess you don't go for it because it'd be wrong or hurtful or whatever. You're too good of a person.
Yep, that's pretty spot on too.
He was supposed to tell you to, close your eyes and ears as you walk through that train car, but apparently he's not the best guy.
Yeah, well, I think everybody should experience it. Let you know what to avoid.
She rolls her eyes.
What'd you see, Breeze?
I used to feel pretty bad.
That's weird. You don't ask people that question.
Okay, fuck. I don't know. I'm trying to come to my own shit right now, and I'm looking out for my...
No, hold on. William puts his hand on Lucian. Listen, you don't ask how the age of a lady.
Right,
you don't ask how much a lady weighs, and you don't ask what somebody sees when they hit the fortune-telling wall.
And
you just don't do it.
I cut you loose the day before you learned that.
Wall?
Yeah.
So I tell you this: since my partner died, I just haven't been the same person. We're basically brothers, and so what I see now is not the same thing I used to see. What I see is a world that ain't got me in it, and honestly, it's a fight every day for me to just keep on. But Lucian, people like you, and he looks around like these other ladies and gentlemen who keep me keeping on, and that's what keeps me strong. Like I said, just because something seems right, don't mean it is.
What was your partner's name?
Abel.
You son of a... I called him Jet.
Do you miss him?
Every day. And he too is another reason why I make sure that the agents are trained, cared for, and able
You should say hi to Crimson at some point.
Oh, Crimson. We go way back. Actually, we were part of the same training team back in the day. Where I decided to go off by myself. So, you see her, well, you know what? We're headed the same place. I'll tell her I said hello.
Good, she told me to tell you.
Breeze, are you open to feedback?
For you, William, always.
Okay, great. You said you were working on training people, but then you didn't tell us anything about the train as we ran to the creepy hell train cars.
Say train one more time. I dare you.
Hell's Bells over here seemed spot on that you should have been training us for this. So,
hey, William.
Yeah.
That was the training.
The fortune-telling wall was the training?
It wasn't fortune. It wasn't telling fortunes. It was showing you the dark side.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it shows you. I mean, you give into those things and see how you don't care for life, but it's telling you, here's the ugly part of me. Do I like it? Do I not like it? Do I want to change it?
You didn't.
Or you could just ignore it.
It seems like Beltor said specifically, hey, you should have warned them about the trains. Like, normally we talk to the people that go on these trains. Is she a liar or you a liar?
Yeah, I think it's more preference, and that's the reason why I'm a training officer and she's just a field agent. No offense, Belto.
She scowls a little bit.
Oh, is this one of those
like
puzzles?
It when mom and dad fight.
Whereas one's telling the truth and the other's telling a lie?
No.
We have to figure that out?
Nope, you have to make an action without thinking about it.
No, that's not it.
If you try to reason
it's just one of those things where he's got different opinions about how to train people and prepare for them for things than I do.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
why aren't you a training officer?
Why is she in the K&G? You're like 14?
Those are strong words from a
14-year-old.
I am 19 years of age, good sir. I'm an adult man. I pay taxes and can vote. Actually, I don't pay taxes. I'm part of a religious
First of all, you
organization.
died. You don't pay taxes anymore.
Well, I didn't before. I was part of a religious organization too. But know this: I'm an adult. You are no offense, because it's not like it's not bad to be not an adult, but you're not one. So, what business does the K&G to have sending you out on spooky, scary missions with the spooky, scary giants?
Yeah, why don't you tell them that mission, Belto?
Okay, well,
go and tell them that story there.
Well, she squints her eyes at Breeze again, just scowls, and looks back at Lucian. No, I'm older than you are. As it turns out, this whole training method of letting people experience it before telling them about anything, lands you in curses sometimes.
Oh, you were hit with a de-aging ray. I see.
More or less, yeah.
Cool.
Nice. It would have been nice to have been warned about it going in, but no, then I wouldn't have learned, right?
Kind of swank though, right?
This is much
you get
better.
a bunch of extra. You get a bunch of extra years, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great, right?
Sounds pretty kick-ass.
Oh yeah, sure. It's been a blast, having literally no one ever take me seriously ever.
How young did it make you? How young ago did it start?
Well, I looked about 10 when it happened. It's been a hot minute.
Okay. But you're working your way up. You'll be fine.
She rolls her eyes again.
Puberty is probably not fun a second time.
You think?
Yeah, I don't know. I figure if you know.
But no. Let's keep following Breeze's method of just letting people experience things before they warn them.
Wait, I have a really important question. What's puberty?
I'm not doing this talk.
Everything will make sense when you're older.
All right, time to learn. That. Take that shirt off. Put this oil on you.
All right. All right, Breeze.
Okay, Breeze, but this is a weird request.
No, I
want you to go back into that train and come back in here one more time.
He's got chin whiskers. Lucian has hit puberty. He just has never heard the term. He's got chin whiskers. No mustache.
Go back to that train, hit the fortune-telling ball again, and see if you have a limp. That's what I want you to do.
Go back to that other train and come back.
Why would I have a limp?
Why wouldn't you?
I don't get it.
Listen, K&G's got our car. We could finish chit chat and whatnot. I'm on snooze off. I'm pretty tired. That fight was we got some questions to ask of the boss man, a few others when we get KNG. I'm a little confused myself. And
how many did you get, Breeze, during that fight? I didn't see you, so I assume there was a bunch over there.
I didn't get any. I just wanted to see if you got hit, but you seem to be running right. You ran away, which was the smart plan. There's just too many. This is not a fight to be fought. But I had you deep cover if you needed it.
So you went and laid in the grass.
That was kind of part of my plan.
That
was a big part of it. It got really hairy there for a second because I thought I bought some time. You'd really thin their numbers, but instead
you watched.
It was all of them.
You want me to be honest?
Is there a form for new training officers? Is that a thing we can do?
Yeah, you can apply.
I would just. I'm a
is that
little
like a R74 or WD22 or some shit like that?
Does that get us out
You
of
taught
the
me to
shit
be a
mission?
man, Breeze. It's fine,
No, poop
but-
mission was a must. If I'm being honest, I had one bullet that could do what it did.
Oh, okay.
These things that started following y'all, and I don't know why y'all. My bullets don't work on them. They just don't.
Okay.
And you've noticed that. I noticed your magic didn't have a real good effect either. I don't know what the answer is, and I don't.
Yeah, they seem to be absorbing magic. I just thought it was like when they got Boo Boo's magic, not just like, hey, here's a bright light magic.
You just fill them up until they pop like a balloon.
Oh, that could be how you beat them.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I had one bullet specially made. It was given to me years ago. Friend said this will stop anything, and it did.
A witch made it out of the powder of one of my ribs.
And now that I've asked her to make a whole bunch, I regret that because I got one rib protecting this hard mine.
That's the real plot of a character in Fate, he's like a wizard, and his power is I have a gun. One time I lost a rib, and a witch made it into 23 bullets that can kill anything.
Well,
that's my powers. I don't know any spells.
Anyways,
It's really cool.
when we get back, we gotta get some questions answered. I feel you. Is there anything else that maybe I could help you with, where I doze off?
Beltol's arms are still crossed as she looks at Breeze. She just disagrees with all of his methods. It's fine. But she's gonna look at him and just... Okay, so what you're saying is you couldn't do anything to help that fight, so you just told them that you were gonna help because...
I'm a helpful guy.
No, you're not a helpful guy.
Where are your parents? He laughs to himself.
There's a moment where she has to keep herself from going into a rage, and she just turns around and walks off.
I wouldn't go that way. You might want to go this other way.
It's the fortune telling walls that way.
She's she only walked a few feet away to the other side of the cart, so she didn't have to look at him right now, but just ignores him.
I don't blame you.
I would rather it not be a fortune-telling wall. And she looks at William.
Me too.
I think we saw different things. Mostly.
Yeah, probably.
If it had to relate to oneself, most definitely.
I mean, the only other option would be if you were an evil guy who wanted bad stuff to happen, and that's...
Oh, no, I don't think that's the case.
That's true.
At all. I thought it just showed you your, most wanted desire. Did you guys didn't get that? What did you desire the most?
I got a little bit of that, but then I got mostly what I would be willing to do to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty graphic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what the thing I wanted most was, frankly. We talked about it a little bit. And then, so whatever it is...
Pretty fucked up?
Must be pretty good. Unless, he wasn't showing me what I want the most. That would be... No, it must have been what I was willing to do to get it. And it must have been something really good.
Yeah, no, you see fortune telling wall.
No, thank you.
Just nothing.
Lucian's just gonna sit down, kind of hug his knees, chill out for a minute,
Cry a little bit. It's fine.
Miss B is gonna sit next to him.
If this train ride's a short rest, that'd be cool. I miss my glowy eyes.
And it actually will be a long rest.
Even better.
I'll press that long rest
So
button.
you guys don't have any other questions?
Nice.
I will advance us to world.
Nope.
Please advance me.
Advance the shit out of me, Daddy.
Remember that time I told you to download the Homebrew, a D&D Play podcast? Well, did you? No? Why doesn't anyone listen to me? It's for your own good. I just want to say that the Homebrew, a D&D Play podcast is worth your time. I've listened to a couple episodes myself, and I really dig it. I really enjoy it. I'm really impressed by the audio quality. Let's be honest. When you started Lawful Stupid, you were not impressed by the audio quality. We even had to put in there a qualifier saying, hey, you might want to skip a few episodes. But you know what? The audio quality of the Homebrew, a D&D Play podcast, did not disappoint me in any way. Also, the story is extremely compelling. Unlike us, these guys obviously care about their show, and you can tell. The Homebrew, a D&D Play podcast, is a sci-fi skinned adventure. They do release episodes weekly, which I love because I hate going 2 weeks or so between episodes of my favorite shows. Most everything in this story is reskinned and brewed for this pod specifically. So you're going to run into a lot of unique stuff in this game. Just to name a few things that you're in for: cyber battle pits, space dinosaurs, ancient lost technologies, and of course, all manner of sci-fi antics. You can also find them on Twitch as The Homebrew D&D. Again, that's The Homebrew, a D&D Play podcast. And now, back to the show. Yeah, you guys will nap. There's some beds that you can lay on. This car is specifically built for the K&G only. No one else comes through here. No other stops are made along the way. And it's sometime later, between sleeping, hanging out, whatever, the train stops, and you are able to exit. This very similar. It looks like a train station. If you've ever ridden a train in this world, and they do exist, it's very similar to any train station you've been to. And you get out, and there is downstairs Director Housen, Misery, and Agent Sly, and also Dr. Ryan. So, like the big three and Misery. And they're all there in their K&G get-up, waiting for you.
Hi, guys.
William walks off first and says, I had the weirdest dream. You were there, and... Well, okay, just you. And he points to Director Housen.
That's so good to know. Thank you, William. And we'll have to talk about that later. But first, we're going to need you all to get up to the briefing room.
The briefs room
right now?
Or the briefing room?
The briefing room.
Different.
Yes, of course. Feel free to go and get changed. Because you look a hot mess. Yes, you probably could use a bath, change of cloth.
First of all, I don't. I presentation the shit out of myself. I'm clean as a whistle, okay? First of all.
Yeah, but I could use like a nice
Slow
long
down.
cry in the shower.
Go for it, bud.
Thanks, Director.
We needed to debrief you, but please go spend an hour to 2 hours by
No,
yourself.
5 minutes. That's all any person needs to get over their guilt, shame, sadness.
Can I have 7, please?
If
You can have the other 2 on your way to the briefing room. 5
Okay,
in,
someone
2 on the
carry
way.
me so I can go into a fugue state.
you're only going to have 4 minutes at this rate.
Put me on the tensors like this so I can go into a fugue state.
Yep, there you go. I'll put you on a floating desk.
And he says,
You just cry as we walk to the briefing room.
Agent Beltol, thank you. Fine job once again. You
She
get
nods.
another week of leave on top of what you're already taking. Feel free to enjoy that on the K&G. And you'll have some extra funds in your account as well.
Another coupon for a free ice cream and cone.
Thanks. I appreciate it. These 3 don't, they're not super keen on following directions half the time, so it was, a challenge.
Okay, to be fair, though, you sent a child to save us. I mean, a little heads up next time is super important.
I follow my heart's direction, you meanie. You old lady. Fuck you. Leave me alone.
Oh no, he's let his darkest side out. It's over.
The de-evolution of Lucian to say, oh, I followed my heart, you mean old lady. Fuck you.
I follow the guidance of fucking the Lady of Light. And I don't see no fucking beams coming off of you, so you can fuck off.
Perhaps when you tell someone to follow you, perhaps, I don't know, tell us that you're also part of the same organization. It's a lot easier to trust.
We're new. We don't know what the fucking rules are out there. You gotta fucking show us ID or some shit. I don't fucking know. There's no welcome packet for this shit, man.
You didn't get your welcome packet?
No!
We gave them to Miss B to give to you as a team. She was the team lead.
I did not get the welcome packet.
Why do you keep doing this? Why do you want to hurt me, Miss B?
Brief me.
Okay.
She will.
Go ahead.
She'll shake her head and then just offer her hand to Lucius. Like, I did not forget the welcome packet.
Okay. I want to keep believing you, but don't you hurt me.
Don't stop believing, in fact.
Don't you misplace my trust in you, Miss B.
Hold on to that feeling.
Miss B, in your fortune-telling wall, were there welcome packets?
Fuck.
That were never delivered. It is one of my darkest...
What's the darkest thing you're willing to do? It's just Miss B with a metal trash can, gasoline, and a match, just full of welcome packets from multiple organizations, all addressed to Lucian.
Yes, every fortune-telling wall I have faced so far has been setting ablaze all the welcome packets I have ever received.
And the song, Do You Really Want to Hurt Me? Plays the
It's a
background.
lot of reading I didn't have to do. I appreciate that.
That's cute. I like that.
Beltol exits left. Thank you for coming on. Nekaba, thank you for being in this episode. Hang on tight, because we're going to have you do some things at the end as well. You three go up to your rooms. Misery kind of walks with you. The big three are kind of picking their own path, but Misery was like, oh, I'm so glad to see you. Three are doing okay. I missed you for the time you were gone.
Misery.
That's relative. Lucian's like having a mental breakdown.
Do you have any more of those cookies?
Oh, dear. And she kind of puts an arm around you and pulls you in close. And then from her other end produces a couple of these cookies. And they are warm. And the smell...
Just hop on,
simple.
Misery, just hop on this disc with me.
Oh, it's been a while since I've been...
Hop on my disco stick.
I don't even finish that. Yeah, sure.
You can glide like an angel that you are, Miss.
Oh, thank you so much.
She could just hold me as I cry and eat cookies.
Yes, and so she does all the way back to like where the room entry is. You know, you would scan your key card to get in your rooms, and you all go in.
I do have a quick question, Misery. Did Dr. Enoch check in?
Oh, Dr. Enoch, let me
Dr. Enoch's been dead for 50 years.
We have no news of a Dr. Enoch ever working here. No, she says, yes, I visited him in the infirmary earlier today. He's doing just fine.
Oh, wonderful. Hopefully I'll have time to pay a visit.
Bring him some flowers from your garden. Flowers can turn your day around.
She kind of like winces at the idea of flowers for a second. Yes, flowers would be a great idea, Lucian.
So you all get changed.
Yeah, I'm better now, by the way.
He gets his 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Yep.
I've come to terms with my trauma.
Done, like it's already done. I told you, it's all you need.
Yeah.
And
That's how long it takes.
You
It's
come
5
out,
minutes.
you take your leave and head to Misery leads you to the briefing room. It's set up a little bit differently this time. It's a little more intimate in that it seems like it's a smaller room. It's the same direct path you took, but it seems like a smaller room, a darker room even. The lights are just kind of dimmed, not completely dark. And you see at the table, behind this table are Director Housen on the left, Agent Sly in the middle, and Dr. Ryan on the right. Misery opens the door and kind of directs you non-verbally to go in. And she says, I'll be waiting for you when you're done. You all walk in, and I don't know how you want to sit.
William sits across from Director Hausen.
Okay.
Nice to see you again.
As
What are
always,
the other two options?
the Agent Sly, Dr.
Agent Sly.
Rain, or Ryan.
I'll sit across from Agent Rain. He has kind eyes.
I have
So-
the last seat. I was going to sit by Lucian, but
Yeah,
that's
you're
not
in.
going to happen. William
You're
took
sitting in the middle, so you're buying both now.
Yeah, he's on the
Oh.
left.
Yeah,
Oh.
the director was on
Sit in the middle.
the right.
Well, depends on which way you're. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Agent Sly
Sounds
speaks up
good.
first, and she says, "Congratulations, agents. We are so happy that you have made it back here. We did not think that this was going to happen. We did send one of our best out to find you. It looks like she completed this job. So now we have to talk about what exactly is going on." And Dr. Ryan says, "Yes, there are some things we are gonna tell you about, and we'll need you to keep it pretty secret. We're gonna bump up your accesses for knowledge and for going out in the field. We'll have to expedite your capabilities and research abilities and all those things. Basically, we're giving you promotions far ahead of schedule."
Seemed right on time, so what's my rank now?
It'll be the Roman numeral 3.
Got it.
You basically I think I gave you 2. I can't remember what it goes. 1, 2, 3 Roman numerals, and then Roman numeral 5, and then Roman numeral X. And you see that they have X on theirs.
And Lucian says, "You're promoting us because we earned it, or because we need it?"
And Director Hausen says, "Yes. You all experienced something that hasn't been experienced ever."
Because we've been on 2 missions, and one of them was fake.
Yes. I understand.
And one of them was a group choice, technically mine.
How did you do, by the way?
I think we got first place,
Killed it.
Yeah, who has?
but I
yeah,
don't think anyone
Lucian has the trophy, right?
survived. I mean, yeah, I saw the trophy. I picked it up. Yeah, I guess we
You
win.
produced the trophy.
Do you put this in like?
the trophy.
Yeah, I pull it out. I got like, I guess, is there like a trophy case for this?
Yeah, it's covered in blood,
We like-
and he takes it and he says, "Yeah, we will put this in the K&G trophy case."
I figured there would be one for like all the little things. That
Yeah,
they do.
absolutely,
I mean, that
yeah.
seems like a
Evidence.
It's kind of like a university. Yeah, it's like, yeah, sure thing. Put them away for 50 years.
He says, I know you must have a lot of questions, and we don't, to be honest, have all of the answers. But we're running out of time. Those creatures that you ran into, they're called sleepers. And that's because they've been asleep, or whatever you'd like to call it, for a very, very long time. And now they're waking up faster and faster all of the time. And as you can tell, it's not good news. They're not easy to combat, and they're traveling other places. But I think that they were drawn to your area because of the number of people and the level of magic. There's an old story that talks about the time before the blossoming, when dragons were in the world and they were the embodiment of the gods themselves. And there's a thing known as the Dragon's Curse, where people believe that the dragons who had given the people on this planet their very power, their magic, were using that same magic to make people sick, to reverse the magic that they had learned or had been born with, to put them into a comatose state. And so the people were gathered together in the same place, in this gigantic tomb that was built for them, but not a tomb, because we thought we could stop it. That's what the people thought. We could stop this. We can reverse this curse, and they were not able to do that. And so the people slept in this tomb, and now they're beginning to wake. And we're not sure why, we're not sure how. But you were the only ones to survive so far seeing these things, and to return and talk about it.
What about Agent Breeze and Beltol?
And what about them?
She said what she said.
But they survived too. They helped us.
Yes, correct. And we will debrief them later, but you are the team that was there. So we're interested in your as a team. What did you see at the games? How did you get away all of the things?
It's valiant efforts mostly, lots of fighting, a lot of standing our ground.
Well,
not a lot of help from the child you sent. But the weird thing is they liked our magic. Tasty.
So they first attacked us in the maze in the form of a giant that was hurling stones, and then eventually came and physically presented itself in the maze. We made our way through the maze to the end where the trophy was. Grab that, because gotta win and represent Haven Bay. Gotta win and represent Haven Bay. And then there were more of them outside that weren't just giants. Some of them were just creepy, smiley people. And Agent
Very locked on us.
Beltol thought they were very locked on us and that we could lure them away, but they didn't come after us. They went for the civilians in the village. So then Agent Beltol ordered me to keep going, but I disobeyed that order. Instead, I followed the order of my heart, and I went to the village, and we were able to save the people, because when I had exposed these golems, which though they seem to absorb all magical energies, but when I provided radiant energy in the form of a blessing from Nova, it seemed to disable or stun them for some time. Whether it was the bright flash of it or whether it was the radiant damage of it, I couldn't tell you. But that seemed to put them out of commission long enough for us to get the civilians away and then draw the rest of the crowd of smileys to the sleepers, to the safe house that Agent Beltol told us about. And we went there, and she used her ticket, and that meant the train was coming, but there wasn't enough time. So we did rituals to those who we trust. Nova, for example, to tell us if we should stay or go. They told us that we should probably stay, so we did. And when a giant showed up, then anybody can stop me at any time. I'm just giving a recap. And then
Miss B will just allow it because that's the exact recap, and he's going
there was
well.
a giant, and Breeze showed up, and he shot it in the head, and it died very badly because Breeze only had one magic bullet that could kill the sneaky, smiley, sleepy.
Hold on, let me stop you there real quick. You said Breeze killed one of these things.
He did. He said he had a super magic bullet that someone had given him that could stop anything, and he used that to shoot the giant smiley sleepy in the head, and it stopped moving. Forever. Presumably.
Director Housen kind of looks over to Agent Sly and Dr. Rain, and Dr. Rain like shrugs his shoulders and like shakes his head at the like talking about the bullet. And he says, "Interesting. Okay, we'll note that, and we'll ask about that when we debrief Breeze as well."
And then we knew they were coming, but we had to stall the train, so we had very little time to act. left, and we had Breeze go off to the woods because we thought he could stop them and support them with more bullets. He later told us he only had the one magical bullet. So he was kind of not doing much over there, as it turns out, but he was watching us all the same. And then we set up traps on the hill using ropes, assuming they would trip up the giants in between the sparse trees there, as well as oil traps that Miss B provided.
Okay, all right. I think I'm getting the picture here. You guys did well.
Well, there's probably more that you want to hear.
No. Well, I've got to get to our point and why we're bringing you in. We've got a lot of work to do today.
Yeah,
we don't.
That'd be great.
We don't have a lot of time.
I think I'm pretty sure you're my boss. So
I'll have him fill in the paperwork.
I'll give you the packet to fill out with the rest of the information. Miss B, I'm going to give you these packets to kind of some questionnaires to follow up to submit back to Misery, who will get them to myself.
She will take the packets and look at both of them. It's like, I have the packets. We'll fill them out as soon as we walk out.
It's like Yuffie in Final Fantasy VII. The second you take your eyes off those packets, they are fucking gone.
It's a cursed. And any welcome packet she gets, it gets all filled out, and then gone. She doesn't even remember it.
Agent Sly speaks up and says, "Here's what we need from you." And she reaches down into a bag as she's sitting there and pulls out these 3 brightly lit, emanating, pentagon-shaped, they're dragon scales. And she sets them down. And there is a red one, there's a blue one, and there's a green one. And they are shining brightly, these colors, I'd say probably 2 feet off of the scales, the brightness there. It's almost like you have to cover your eyes to get used to it for a second. And then you're able to look at it again.
Oh, don't worry.
William picks up the red one.
The red one? Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
The red one almost like explodes with light into this room. You know, like when you're a kid, you have that little ball, like a disco ball, and it shoots like creatures, like animals.
Am I in a red Power Ranger suit now?
Yeah. And like, you're instead of like using your voice to use tone, you use your hand gestures now to show excitement. Yeah, that's that kind of thing. No, but that thing explodes, and Dr. Rain says, "Oh my goodness, interesting," and he begins to write down some things on paper.
Did I break it?
Oh no! And he reaches over.
Does it not normally do this?
He takes it from me. He's like, it's fine. It's fine." And so the other 2 kind of look at him like he's a weirdo, and he says, "But please don't touch him again." And he kind of pulls him over to hit the side for himself.
Are they supposed to do that? That seems like you seem surprised by that.
No, it's okay. This is fine. And Agent Sly says, "Your job is to find the other 3 of these scales. We think that the dragon's magic is still very strong in these, even though they haven't been around for some time. And so what we need you to do is find the other 3, and hopefully we can combat these creatures that are coming alive and absorbing your magics. That is the plan."
Yeah, you want to tell me more about these things?
Yeah, that would be
these
wonderful.
Magic zombies, that'd be great.
What we have is what's really that you know was the history.
Yeah, no, I'd love to know the history.
It's like
you want to monologue that for me?
Yes,
for
this
a minute?
and I'm going to let Director Housen do it again because I don't want to speak in this voice. And he says, like I've already said,
same.
The sleepers are basically in a magic chrysalis for as long as they've been asleep. And I don't know the incubation time, but apparently that's now. We don't know what is waking these individuals now. Why 400-600 years later, we presume, is this happening? And why are they attacking? And why are they attacking who they're attacking? We don't know. We've known about the catacombs for a long time. Now we just have to figure out how to get in, or how to stop the things once they get out. Does that seem clear?
Not in the least. Magic zombies that are attracted to magic.
I would say essentially.
sleepers. No, I'm but summarizing. Then there's these catacombs that you need to get into, but they're getting out of. That about to cover it. Also, we need dragon scales.
Yes.
Where would we even find the other 3?
That.
And how do you know?
That's another good question.
Lucian pulls down his blindfold, and he's got his glow eyes, and he looks at the doctor, and then he looks at the director, and he says, "You're not telling us something that we need to know. You said these dragons were believed to be gods?"
They were the embodiment of the gods, yes.
They were the embodiment of the gods that we know, so there's 6 of them. So that's why we need 3 more.
Well, we hope it's 3 more.
But what aren't you telling us?
What do you mean? Is there something you know that you would like to tell us?
Doctor, how would you explain that reaction just now?
He says, it's certainly abnormal, but I don't know if it's reacting simply because of your magical abilities. I don't know. I don't know.
Lucian is going to turn to William and tap his head.
Mind meld. Yo, what's up?
Yo, hey man. Hey, so they know the red dragon, if it's the embodiment, like, of the god, like, that's your Eshi scale, right? And it reacted because you have Eshi on you.
That's 100% correct. At least that's what we're assuming. Eshi,
right, which makes me think that they know something more about the gods and stuff that they're not telling us. But do they just not know that you have Eshi? How is that? There's no way that's possible.
Well, yeah, it's actually pretty possible. I mean, I've been honest about it with you.
Yeah, but we woke up in that place, right? In that auditorium for our briefing. We were unconscious they would have patted you down. They would have cast magic on you. Like, they would have known.
Sure, but that doesn't... I mean, Eshi's... if we're right, Eshi's a god, or will be a god, or was a god, and...
I can't remember, is Eshi the champion, or is Eshi the god?
Eshi is, like...
Champion.
She's like...
She's like champion of a god.
Not even, though, because the actual champion is, like... Vorpal or something like that?
No. Eshi is one of the Immortal 6. One of the champions.
Yeah, in the Immortal 6 campaign, someone is playing Eshi.
Yeah, but that's not what my notes say for that god. I've got Vulcan.
Yeah, Hephaestus and Vulcan are the same.
Hephaestus, Vulcan.
They're the same with different names. People from different ages know them by different names.
Because it's literally the Greek and Roman names for the guy, right? Like, Okay. So like you're just emulating that in this world as well. Some people call it. Some people call it. But he's the god that Eshi is the champion of. So that dragon scale would have been Vulcan's. If Vulcan was walking around as a dragon, that dragon scale belonged to Vulcan, who Eshi is the champion of. So there was a reaction when they touched.
Mm-hmm.
So like, we need to know what that's about, right? Like, or not?
Yeah,
or
agreed. I tried to.
So we're just. By the way, we're just quiet. We're having this whole conversation, and
they're having an intense eye contact.
No, absolutely not. I'm not looking at him.
Oh yeah.
He tapped me.
This is how I'm looking.
I tuned in. I'm not staring at him while I do this. I don't.
Lucian
have to.
is. He's like talking to the back of your head, like.
That's how I imagined it in my head.
Yeah.
While they're having this head thing, Miss B is just gonna look at her head nerd,
chief nerd,
and just be like, "Could I possibly touch one of those two just to see what happens?"
Oh, and he looks at the other two, and they kind of shrug, like whatever. And he says, "Sure, yeah."
She'll touch the blue one,
and nothing happens.
That's all.
If you guys would meet me a little later, maybe we could run some more tests and see maybe what caused. I don't know, but what caused that. This is all new developments for me as well.
I'm still in the headspace.
Yeah, if you guys can finish up that conversation.
Yeah, I think we should steal. I think we should steal it.
What? That's just the KNG.
Yeah,
and as he says that in your head, not out loud, he's like, "You can't do like physically, like you can't like gesturing with his hand, like you can't do that."
Yeah, we can. I don't know how to tell you this, my boy, but I don't trust the KNG.
They like deleted our whole lives outside of here. Where are we gonna go?
Anywhere?
If we make them mad, I'm just saying, like they're kind of like we're kind of in deep here with these guys, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
They've erased our footprints.
Oh, so you're saying
That's a good thing.
That's the perfect time to go on the lam, us three, huh?
Yes. If we needed to. I'm just saying, that seems like an important, like, little bit of that red scale there. They're holding some things back. I don't like that at all.
I think that's what I think, is I think they're not telling us everything. That's what I was thinking. And I asked, and she's gesturing at the council. I looked at him, and I asked him directly. I said, what are you not telling me? And they tried to like, oh, well, what do you know? Like, what? No, I don't, this is bad, right?
Hey DM, can I would like to roll an insight check if you would allow. But here's what I'm trying to do.
Vibe checks out here.
Well, not a vibe check.
What's what an insight check is?
It's a vibe check in 6.
Well, no, it's different though. Well, maybe it's not insight then, but I assume it's insight. I would like to assess these three people.
What do you assess
on a level of? Well, that's what I
want to know what their general vibe is.
Determine how powerful do I think they are?
Oh.
Okay.
Like, because I'm a magical boy, I can usually sense somebody's.
Dude, they're gonna be fuck all strong. They're gonna be fuck all strong.
All right, do a vibe check.
Yeah.
Do a vibe check.
Okay. That's an insight check. So let's do that.
Yeah.
Today I learned. That's a 20.
Oh, nice.
Okay. I'm trying to think, like, in ways that would matter to William as far as strength.
It's magical ability. He obviously Agent Sly is like physically strong. You can see that. But is the director putting off, like, am I getting that, like, the heat from somebody's magical juices?
How many Williams does he assess them all to be? Like, incomparable to his own power.
Okay, we'll do on a William scale from like a 1 to 10 Williams.
A 1 to 5. A 1 to 5.
1 to 5 Williams.
And you can do like a 1.5 William.
Howson.
A 1 to 4 Williams is a more accurate
Howson and Sly are 5 Williams.
Okay, that's
and Dr. Ryan appears to be like a 1 William, if that.
Oh,
he's like a 0.9 William.
William looks at the three of them and says, by the way, I apologize for this. Just heads up. I just wanted to just get that out of the way. You know when you say no offense and everybody knows what's coming? Cool. I cast suggestion on Dr. Ryan.
Oh my word.
I gotta roll what now?
Do you gotta do a
wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom saving throw.
He gets an 18.
I do it again.
Well, doesn't he know you've done it after you?
He definitely knows you've done it.
Let's see.
I think if he fails, they know that you've done it.
No, that's charm person.
What
for
components
sure.
does it have? Does it have verbal and semantic?
Verbal material.
That means you had to produce a material in order to do this spell. Like it's.
I mean, they know I'm casting a spell, and I apologized.
That's true. You did. That's fair.
It's not like I'm being stealthy about this.
What is the material component?
They just don't know. He wouldn't know that I cast a spell on him, specifically if he passed it. If I failed to cast him, it's not like a charm person where it says like the creature knows that it was charmed by you.
It is my.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying. That like if somebody casts magic at you, if you resist
to do a wisdom saving throw is like you have to like shake it off. Like it's like a mental focus. Like you know when that's happened. I think.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I do that. Does he respond to that in any way, shape, or form?
From the first time, right? Is that what you're saying?
The first one, yeah, because he's got to have a chance to respond.
I got this.
Yeah, Devin's got this, baby.
He looks at you while Dr. Hausen begins to say something to you.
Director Hausen.
What'd I say? Yeah, Director Hausen.
And
you do this to Dr. Ryan. You attempt to cast this spell. His seemingly like timid self kind of like looks away, but then he looks at you, and without saying anything, he says, "Come see me after." And that's when we'll end the episode.
Ooh, I'm into it. All right, cool.
Yep, that was good.
I want everybody to know I had counterspell ready.
He cast dead.
So I'm gonna cast this on you. Counterspell. I'm out of shit.
Hey, everybody.
I got nothing left. That's a third level counter spell, whatever spell level you cast.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was a lot of good fun for you. Went a little long, but I was really enjoying the RP in this episode and love that. I'd like to say thank you to Nekova for being in these few episodes that we're doing. We're doing a little bit different. I'm kind of like hoping to get you in a few episodes. So I hope you had fun. And Neko, I don't know if you have anything you'd like to add, like where they can find you or what you're doing nowadays.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Thanks for having me. I'm sorry my character was so hard to get along with, but it was kind of fun to antagonize you guys and watch you react to that. So, I don't have too much going on right now. But you can always find me on the Lawful Stupid Discord. I'm always hanging around. And that's just going to be Nekova. So, come on down to the Discord and find me there. We'll chat.
Come and join our Discord.
We'll be waiting for you.
We're waiting for you.
I missed that.
That one.
I still hear it basically every time you guys say Discord on the show.
As you should.
So.
Perfect. That's important.
That's branding right there.
Yep. Well, my bit tonight is not Discord, but you can see us at discord.lawfulstupid.org. Today is a Patreon. Come support the show by going to patreon.lawfulstupid.org and support us. Even with $1, you'll get extra super secret content that we post behind locked doors. We also have some fun things in our Discord that you get to participate in. So yeah.
What is that thing, Avon?
Support us.
Yeah, what can the $10 patrons do in our Discord now?
What can the I'm so excited. The $10 patrons can participate and join in and be a KNG member in a roleplay. It's semi-canonical. Canonical?
Yep.
No, canonical. I like
That's
that better. So any ongoings in there, if you talk to Miss B, Lucian, William, it could have happened. Depends on the event. It's going to be fun.
Hey, now Belto will be hanging out there too.
Could be semi-comical.
Hey, if you want to support the show, though, in another way, less interesting way, you can get our merch. You can go to store.lawfulstupid.org, and actually you can do both. You can get a shirt that you can sit in front of your computer, and then you can do some role play.
That's good.
In the KNG roleplay room.
Yeah, do all the things. Don't go half in.
Yeah.
Yeah, go all in. We want super fans.
Granddaddy always said, don't half-ass two things, whole-ass one thing.
Love it. Granddaddy's smart.
Yeah, he's a smart man. Master of asses, my granddad. Hey, so here's the thing: is that Roll for Humanity, it's really cool, and you should do it at your table every time you play. But yeah, you roll a d20 in the game, and you donate it to a charity. This month's charity for Lawful Stupid is Dots RPG. We love those guys; they do great things. They're helping all of our visual impaired D&D players out there have access to like Braille dice and books, because they come out with all these new books here in D&D, and somebody's got to Brailleify them.
Brailleify them.
Dots RPG can. I don't know. Translated to Braille is I guess would be the correct way to say it. But yeah, so we're gonna roll a d20 and we're gonna give the monies to them. So here we go. Boop. It's a 1.
We don't do that here.
Yeah, we do.
What?
Yeah, I think that's. I want to show everybody. Like that's what.
Okay.
When you commit to Roll for Humanity, you're committing to pay between $1 and $20 to a charity, and like sometimes a 1 rolls and sometimes a 20 rolls, and like that's just the way it is. We're incorporating that fun randomness.
Some things never change.
So not every roll is going to be a crit. Sometimes it's a crit fail, but that's okay because that means $1 more goes to these great folks. And if that's the worst possible outcome of your dice roll, rather than like getting eaten by a dragon or like just whiffing your spell completely or like angering the council that holds your very life in their hands, like all your bosses in a shadowy organization who agree to join and left your own life behind, like that could be a result of a failing roll, or a great cause gets $1 extra they didn't have before. That's a pretty good fail.
You're right. Okay, I'm convinced.
So tell me what you fucking rolled.
69.
Hell yeah.
I have a good news story for today. I'll leave you with this. A baby elephant rescued after falling into Indian well that was 30 feet deep. So cute.
Nope. What they don't tell you is baby elephant is someone's porn name, and Indian well is someone who is just starting the business.
Let me read that title to you one more time. Baby elephant rescued after falling into Indian well. 30 feet deep.
I stand by what I said.
I don't know about the anatomics check out on that, but I accept and support it. What I will tell you is that they don't tell you how the big elephant got out of that well. And the answer is it got a feather from some pretty problematic racist crows that I thought we canceled a long time ago, frankly. And not sure what they're doing handing out their racist feathers to baby elephants to this day, but maybe fucking call somebody. I don't know.
What you got, Avon?
Those crows are racist, dude. The crows from
Yeah,
Dumbo?
absolutely.
Fuck those crows. What are they doing still hanging out giving feathers to baby elephants so they can fly? Wells and I mean, I guess maybe this is their penance. Maybe this is their, like, we were racist crows. Now we will dedicate our immortal lives to going from country to country, handing out feathers to baby elephants that get caught in wells to atone for our many racist sins. Maybe that's it.
Sometimes I just don't know what to do for these things.
What do you do?
I'm speechless at times. No, this is the what if, and what if it was just a, I know elephants can be represented by gods in certain cultures. So what if it was a test to make sure we pull out this, what was it, stripper from the well?
It was a porn star, I believe.
It
was pull the porn star out of another porn star.
The transition was really good.
I believe it was a porn star falling into a porn star that the Lord Ganesh
I'm sorry.
has saved us from.
I know I'm not anymore, but Avon, did you just... You used the words pull out
I
just
fucked
now.
up everything.
It was a test to make sure we pull out.
Yeah. And that we call that the blessing of the money shot. Thank you all for listening so much.
And with that, we'll say we love you.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye. Make sure to fucking wave. We're on video. We love you. Bye. That's how you wave, Devin.
I don't think of these things.
All right, listen up. We were paid well to tell you about The Homebrew, a D&D Play podcast. But what they did not require me to say, and that I feel very comfortable saying, is that one day, Wizards of the Coast is going to come crawl into this podcast, and they're going to ask them to rep the brand. And you can say bye-bye to your beloved Matt Mercer, everyone, and say hello to the new and the improved Grant Milkey, DM of The Homebrew, a D&D Play podcast. But in all seriousness, these guys put out a great product, and we know you'll want to give them a shot. All the links for The Homebrew, a D&D Play podcast, are in today's episode show notes. Go check them out. And now, back to our post-episode antics, or as it's colloquially known, the part where you stop listening.